Thank you for bringing us collectively to this moment. It is a moment that so many have dreamed of claiming. History starts today. You got MTC on the track, man.
I've been in a moment a long time. It's tearing straight down to my spine. But I have a relative, I swear I do not have enough time. Diamonds, I stay up on my grind. Brass the pen like a lifeline. Swear I feel too confined. Hit the blunt like it's the rewind. Switch, drop the flow, but the moment is the reason that I glow. It's cares for a reason, one you'll probably never know. Almighty push the driver, I do it though. It's connected to a therapeutic method. Straight in my eyes just to find a message. Spending my mind on how to present it. Wrap my thoughts like they a present that's only relative in the present. Cause one day y'all will just forget it. So just forget it. Where the loyalty? Yeah, think I miss it. Quit your bitching, who am I kidding? They ain't catching what I'm pitching. Write 100 lines just to pitch them in the garbage can. Though I know I can set arson to the booth with a single stand. So like I'm Maryland Manson. Wipe the head off these batshit crazy motherfuckers trying to stop my momentum. It's monumentous, written after written. Clogged up with decision after decision. Yeah, I've been stressing for too long. Think it's time to light the barn. It's a reference to the gas at the batch. Then pass that shit real quick. Yeah, I mean real quick. I only got 45 to be to work, you fucking prick. Blocked out just a clock and go home, hit the booth and do it all again. Lacking oxygen, but y'all lacking common sense. Got a complex sense of reality. So just remember every moment is reality. So it's sad to see that you're probably wasting your time.
Like a broken clock, a wristwatch, they mold like out of time. It's King Kairos and Kano, the ghost you frozen, stuck in time. I'm the killer in the booth who just left the body outside. I hear voices in my head telling me to rip off your flesh. With the microphone on fire, I oughta cremate the rest. See, I come from out the mouth of the dragon you thought had left. When I finish scorching shit, we gon' probably be all that's left. I'm a double-headed monster who what no one can see. Won't believe that I exist till I pick them up by their feet. I can snap like broken branches and hang you up by the leaves. If I trip like untied shoelaces, you gon' fall for defeat. I don't settle out of court unless all my demands are met. And if you taking me to court, the pick and roll's already set. You gon' have to take the charge for playing all hella foul. And your publicly defender gon' probably skip out of town. See, my flow is like a slam dunk jumping from out of bounds. Referees gon' change the rules of the game when I'm around. I'm like breaking down my cushion in the sky, sitting on clouds. And every time I take a puff, I get a little closer to ground. I know I don't make sense, and neither do you make dollars. I ain't turning down shit but my collar, stacking my commas. I don't say I beg your pardon, cause I ain't begging for none. I'm the illustrator, author of chapters you couldn't father. Ghost.
Chop it up, 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 let's talk, let's talk. Chop it up, 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 let's talk, let's talk. Chop it up, 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 let's talk, chop it up.
Yo, it's the Chop It Up podcast. It's your host, Hawklyfe.
Hey, what's up? It's Murrls here, and we got a special guest in the building today. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey, what up, guys? I'm King Kairos. You can find me on Spotify, YouTube, and all that good stuff. How y'all doing today?
You know, it's hot as a bitch, which is why you got the whatchamacalls box fans going.
Oh yeah, no, I heard part of the reason we got this hot flash is because a solar flare like popped really, really close to Earth and shit.
Yeah,
Really,
man.
I didn't hear that. That's crazy.
Yeah, and plus we don't have as much I guess like greenhouse effect because since like a lot of the factories are shut down, we're not creating as much smog to kind of like keep the UV rays from penetrating as hard into the, it's like it's been a hot summer. It's been a crazy summer.
We got this heat. Okay, so sometimes whenever you get a hurricane, you get that like nice cool breeze afterwards for a little bit. Well, this one only lasted for the morning. Now it's really, really back to being fucking hot.
Yeah, it is. Like we got that fucking because the hurricane came up through Louisiana last night, bro. Like we got this
random lash of like severe rain, like out of nowhere. Like it just started like it looked like a tsunami out here for like all of 30 minutes, and then the sun came out and everything went away, and it was like 100 degrees and muggy as fuck.
So tell us about Coast to Coast, man.
Oh yeah, that I did not expect to get to do this performance. My wife, I was just sitting up in my room when this happened with my wife, and she was scrolling Instagram, and she saw how one of the ads they put all over the place where it's like tag somebody you think deserves a shot or some shit like that, and she asked me what my Instagram was, and I told her, and they messaged me, and I was like, oh shit, this is cool. So I submitted a track. I wasn't expecting to get in because I know like a lot, like just from the comments I saw, like a lot of people submitted tracks in this area, and like or even period, and I know that like only a handful of people got selected. So it's really an honor.
Yeah. So
Honestly.
what's the Coast selection process like? Like what's the whole
Yeah, run us through this thing. Run it through it. How'd it go?
All
Give
right,
us the
so
whole
basically,
enchilada.
what happened was, so I clicked the link that they sent me, and it brought me to the website where I could apply, I could like submit a track for a chance to play at one of their venues, and so I picked like the date and the venue that I wanted to perform at, and then I submitted my track, and they're like, all right, within 72 hours, we'll have our judges will review your track and let you know if you've been selected to perform. And then I was I think I went to the store like 3 days later. I went to Dacia's to go get something to drink, and I came back, and my wife was like, you missed a phone call, just call this number
Yeah.
back. And I called it back, and it was Coast to Coast Live. It was a representative from Coast to Coast Live, and they're like, oh, yes, King Kairos. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, all right, we sent you an email detailing everything, but you've been selected to perform. We're gonna need you to go ahead and read that. It'll have all the details. Cost me it cost me a total of $300 in registration fees. Like I had to pay $150 before the 1st of September. Then they sent me my 40 tickets and my flyer and a bunch of other shit. And basically, so right now my track is on the Coast to Coast website. For anybody who's listening to this, after this, and they like my music, I urge you, go to the coasttocoast.com website and vote for my track, because I'll be being judged separately from my track that I submitted that's still on the Coast to Coast website. That's being voted on to see if it goes on to the Coast to Coast mixtape for 2020. But what I'll be performing for at the event is I'll be in front of a couple talent scouts and CEOs of some large underground record labels, and they'll be judging me based on personality, marketability, potential, lyrics, and presentation. So basically, they're looking to be like, can I make this person a brand? Can I sell? Can King Kairos be an image that will sell? And
right.
what first through fifth place goes to Miami in 2021 for the World Championships, and a chance for $50,000, a record deal, a VIP promotion package, and a bunch of other shit.
Oh man. Hey, if you're an independent artist, if you didn't know about the Coast to Coast Live, I don't know if it's still time to get in
Oh
it.
yeah, they're running events all through the year. You still got time to go through all their different events. They're always running showcases all through the year. It's just what they do. They're the biggest like independent artist showcase. Like it's a way to get your name out there. Like I don't even necessarily have to win this thing. I just have to do good. I'm gonna be performing in front of just under 1,000 people, and then when I'm done performing, I'm able to go and mingle with all these industry heads. There's gonna be a fuck ton of people from the industry there, like talent scouts and reps, brand ambassadors, etc. I'm urged once I get done performing to go mingle with these people, talk, network, and then at the end of the everything, they'll announce the winners of whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me, what is your dream collab?
My dream collab. Oh, that's a hard one. That's a double answer, because there's two people that really kind of would are on like an equal standing with me. The first person I would absolutely fucking love to do a collab with is Mercules, for a fact. Like I would love to do a collab with Mercules. Or
Mhm.
I'd have to say the second one would probably be Echo or Venge.
Okay, that'd be dope.
Yeah, because those are some of my biggest inspirations. Like people like that, 6 Seconds, Screwface Gene, fucking Qdeka.
Yeah.
Ooh, Kudeka,
So
that's a good one right there.
Yeah.
yes, the drive into that question. What are your influences in music?
Yeah. All right. So I mean, I'm gonna lift off a decent handful. There's a lot more than I could possibly sit here and name off. But some of the absolute biggest to me as an MC are like Vinny Paz, Army of Pharaohs, Jedi Mind Tricks, The Underachievers, Flatbush Zombies, Chris Webby, fucking Mercules. What's another good one? I'd have to say like Beastie Boys was a really big thing for me growing up. Like Gone, fucking any strange music, pretty much. Like Tech Nine was one, and Hobson were some like people like that were some of the very first rappers I grew up listening to. Like besides like Chris Webby's La La La, that was always a fucking classic. Uh, Fucking Super Duper Kyle, Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. It's gonna get a round of applause on that one. We got a man of culture in the building. So I
Yeah.
got another question to go back on to discussing different things of that nature. Um, so back to, I mean, you got this off the top, off the wall, amazing marketing opportunity. Before this, how was your marketing going? What did you like to do? What did you see the biggest difference in your marketing, and what worked best for you?
See, for me, all right, so I do a couple of things on my own to try to like organically like myself reach out and like try to touch base with the public. Uh I was doing a little bit of paid promotion on Fiverr. All right, so
Mm.
like 3 months ago, my YouTube was only at like 8 subscribers. I only had like 34 plays, and within 2 months of me like really buckling down, I paid for a couple of songs to be like produced, like really mixed and mastered. Like they're like anybody's listening, go check out I Am Joe, produced by I Am Joe. I Promise. That is a great song. He did a wonderful job. I paid $50 on that song's editing alone. Uh,
Yeah, it's
and
also
then
on the K YouTube, so if you check it out. Check it out.
yeah, yeah, that shit's fire. I put a lot of money into that one. But another thing I'd like to do is, so on my Instagram specifically, I'll go out. I try to write like these positive messages where it's like, hey, everybody out there, be safe, keep your head up, stay grinding. You're not alone. Times are tough for everybody. We're all struggling. If you have the time, and you want to check out, and you're interested in checking out another struggling artist, then my YouTube link's in my bio. Peace. And I'll just go and I'll like go through like certain like big like thing. I'll like go scroll through my feed and I'll find some of my favorite rappers. And I actually was really happy because I had one of my comments liked by Easy Mac, which was really fucking awesome. Uh, or I'll like another thing I like to do is I'll go and I'll post on like Reddit and shit, or I just try to post it everywhere. And then I paid for one of my songs to be on the radio in Chicago once. That was nice. It was on an internet radio station in Chicago for like a month. That cost me like $60.
Cool.
Hey, not bad. A lot of people be wasting their money trying to buy beats and they don't do anything with it. And I'm glad to
Oh
see
no,
there are people out here pushing the actual important stuff with marketing aspects.
see, right now I'm pretty broke. Like I've been trying to find a good producer, and I found one. He doesn't have the best beats, but he's got them pretty cheap. But for the most part, I just go on YouTube and I find like really heavily underrated producers and shit that have like free for profit beats.
Yes,
And then
they're out
like
there, guys. Go get them.
they are like that's one of the big things. Like Kato, I watch a lot of Kato the producer's Instagram advice shits, and like one of the biggest things he said, he's like, when I was coming up as a producer, I can't tell you how much pro bono for free work I did just to have my name on it, just for publicity. Because like when you're trying to come up as an artist, publicity practically is almost better than money.
Yeah.
Yes,
Slide into what you're
100%
saying.
agree.
100% agree. But to slide into what you're saying, what are the pros and cons of trying to establish yourself as an artist in a career in music?
It's definitely hard. It's definitely hard, especially when you come from like a lower means. Like I'm used to busting my ass off and like pretty much having like nothing and barely even being able to afford my promos and shit for the longest time. I mean, I've been doing pretty good the last few months since like I just kind of took a hiatus. But the pros of it are it's like right now this is the best time you could possibly try to be like to become an independent artist. Like 10 years ago, that would have been impossible. Like that was unthought of because like we didn't have the amount of social networking and platforming that we have now available to us back then. So being like DistroKid and all this other stuff, we didn't have all this like free industry, like free trade industry shit going on. You know what I mean? So back then, really the only rappers you had outside of like SoundCloud, and SoundCloud is still I think fairly new. Like back in like in the 90s and like early 2000s, I don't think SoundCloud was really popping like it is now. But this is like the best time because we have so many tools.
No. It wasn't until the late teens that it really hit.
Exactly. So we have so many tools at our disposal that our forefathers and the greats before us didn't have. So like it's a lot makes it a lot easier, but at the same time it's not because like it costs a lot of money and you have to constantly be working. Like I usually have to work a full-time job. I have a wife and a dog and pets. I have to deal with them, and I still have to somewhere in the mix find time to write music, find time to record music, find time to practice music, to network, to do all this shit to basically work a whole nother full-time job because that's what being a musician is. But it's basically working as an intern and getting paid for free, like not getting paid at all until you've earned your fucking keep. So like you basically it's exhausting, and sometimes it's a lot of stress, especially when you have shit like a family. Like sometimes me and Sarah don't see eye to eye on the fact that I'm like, look, I need 3 hours because I had a battle coming up, and I'm like, I need these 3 hours to write, and like I need to not be bothered. It's like, but you just got done working for 8 hours, and I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm trying to get to the point where I don't have to go to fucking Baymont and go pick up garbage for 8 hours. I'm getting to the point where I can just sit at home and write my music, and that's all I want to do in the first place. I'm not even working. I'm just getting paid to entertain myself.
So let's take a thought. So we're gonna fast forward a little bit. We're gonna go to where you do this event, you play in front of all these people, you get the $50,000. We're not even gonna say the what ifs, buts, but we're gonna put you at the $50,000 and you get that record deal. So when building a project, what are your steps to success, and what would you recommend to people who have yet to do so? Like, bring us through your process of being like, okay, I got a couple tracks, to okay, I got a project, to okay, I got an arrangement.
Okay, all right. So I guess the biggest thing is first starting with the tracks. Like I have a weird way of doing things when it comes to like my creative process for writing and recording. So like essentially, like I'll have a base understanding of where I want my flow and everything to be after I'm writing the lyrics. But initially, like I always used to, when I was like memorize other people's tracks and like rap Eminem and shit growing up, I would just play the song over and over on repeat and try to rap every word flawlessly with the fucking song until I had it down, and then I could spit it without the song even being on. So like I write and record my shit first, and I'll just re-record until I get everything down pat, and then I'll be like, all right, now I'm gonna just listen to this song on repeat and I'm gonna memorize it so I can perform it. And then I guess once you have songs established and whatnot, and you're confident that they sound good, and like that's where you want them. You're done fucking with them. If you touch it anymore, you might just mess it up. Then at that point, it really comes down to like when I go to pitch promo, I try to do my research. Like, I go look at all the people on Fiverr or whatever. If I'm going to look at, like, I think there's one called Steven Lemonade is a promo company, and I've been doing some research into them because they have an all right package price. But it's all about research because there's a lot of scams out here, like a lot of shit where, like, you're going to pay for some dude on Fiverr to get you promo, and you're going to get a lot of views, but they're all going to be bots because he's just going to fucking, mine your fucking thing with the fucking program. And yeah, it's gonna look like you're a lot more famous than you are, but that's not gonna get you monetized because the algorithm can tell the difference between active real users and fake accounts. So you'll look famous, but you're not gonna get anything out of it.
Right.
So you have to be careful about that, extremely careful about that. There's also a lot of like record deal scams and shit going out. Like I just read up on this thing called MMG Max Music Group.
Yeah,
you've heard about that?
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. They tried to contact me on Instagram, and I was like, they weren't even like, I could tell it was a bot because it was like, well, we're based in Canada, and I was like, oh, well then I can't even come talk to you because I'm a felon and y'all don't let felons. And they're like, well, we're gonna send you this email package and you have an interview set up, so come in Ontario, Canada. And I'm like, like, are you listening to me, bro? Like, I can't come into Canada. I'm a fucking felon. Y'all won't let me in the border. They're like, all right, well, we hope to see you on this date. And I'm like, fucking, what the hell?
Yeah, man. I heard you listen to the name of the artist you're influenced by, and I'm kind of curious. What is your top five on your playlist? Like right now, if I turn on your playlist, this would be playing.
Like the top 5 songs that like of mine or that I listen to from other people.
Yeah, that you're listening to from other people. Who you jamming right now, dog?
Oh, my top five playlist. Top 5 songs right now have to be Old Number 7, Jez Duar featuring G-Eazy. Uh, I'd have to say next would probably be Tortured Genius by Easy Mac. Follow that by San Pellegrino with Mercules and Little Windex. If the News Fits by Echo and Chris Webby, that bitch fucking smacks. And then I'd have to say the last one's probably Slime Shady by Screwface Gene. That bitch, I love that he's done a lot of Slim Shady like remixes. Like it's pretty slick.
Who would you say is killing it in the game right now? Who's leading the pack?
Who would I say is leading the pack? Uh, Honestly, I'm gonna have to. Right now, I think as far as like top potential and just motherfucking killing it right now, I'd have to say it's between Cow Scrubby and Binks. Like they're just fucking like Cal Scrubby got fucking last year in Do or Die got Redman to say he's the fucking greatest rapper of all time right now. Like Redman said that in the music video. Like that's props. He's fucking slaying that shit.
Yeah, props right there with Redman. So,
Yeah, for
speaking
real.
on
Cal
that,
Scrubby
I
used to
know,
just be a little
I know.
Instagram rapper. He really dropped off in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
My girl put me on to him, I think about a year and a half ago.
Yeah, it's about when I got on him.
And at the time he was not well, at that time he was super small. And then I believe he released his like mix. I don't want to call it an album, it was more of a mixtape. I think he was calling it either an EP or a mixtape, but it slapped, and ever since then he's starting to blow.
Oh yeah, he's getting really big. I think Keanu Reeves is probably one of my favorite tracks by him. He said every time. He said every time. I said I have to. He said I don't walk with a weapon, but I know Sonny Gun carry his. Every time we go, I mean, every time we walk, I have to remind him don't walk through the security clearances. I was like, damn. That shit was. Yeah, he was on one there.
Like, there's a very diverse industry. What makes you stand out from the rest of the artists?
Uh, Honestly, like I think that for one, my inspirations being from such like wide array of subgenres really kind of like makes my sound like not really too close to anybody's else. Like kind of, I feel like the way that I stagger my the speed of my flows like through middles of sentences, like I'll just speed up like half a sentence, slow it like you know, it's just that fucking staggering pattern that I fucking love doing. And I mean, I don't really know too many people who really use the same kind of vernacular I do, I guess. Like sometimes I just get on some like really fucking like woke ass shit, I guess. I feel like
Okay, so I got another question going back to building projects. Are you a skit person? Are you gonna have skits in your music? And if so, what type of skits do you enjoy, and what type of skits do you want to make?
honestly, like skits aren't something I've ever really thought about at the moment just because like I mean, honestly, probably not. Like, I don't really enjoy freaking just like talk. I don't know. It just doesn't seem very entertaining to me. Like I like to rap. I don't want to like sit here and like do a whole like audio book radio show thing. Fucking I don't know. I don't want to go through that. I just want to get on the mic and rap. Boost.
Um,
I've heard like one or two nice like usually like the only time I really kind of might enjoy a skit is usually if it's like part of a song, like it's not necessarily a song but it's like where basically like it's almost like even the song is the music video just without the video, you know what I'm saying? When the skit leads into the instrumental and then the song with the hook and it blends nice. But if it's just a whole separate track, I think it's kind of whack, honestly.
yeah. Um, you're also a battle rapper. You're also the champ, the BRK champ right now.
Yep.
Before doing battle rap, and who do you want to battle in the future?
I mean, to be completely honest about who I want to battle in the future, like I gotta be honest that like I don't really know many of the people in here, so like I really couldn't gauge anybody. I usually just kind of show up and like attack whoever I'm pointed at, and then like go smoke a blunt.
So to lead off of that, before I got some questions about different things. So before we get into the more interesting questions, I want to ask. So I've seen a couple of your disses on your YouTube. What qualifies someone worth the diss? Because we all know motherfuckers out here that just be, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you're the one, you know, taking out the garbage as your job, and sometimes they are the garbage. How do you
Yep.
define someone that's worth it and was someone that's it's just a waste of your fucking time?
I mean, honestly, sometimes like a big thing, a big reason some of what I do at Disc for is like I don't beef very much with people, but when I do, sometimes it's usually like I kind of take a diss as a like a chance to like change up the way I'm thinking about my music at the time. It's like a whole different because like you know a diss track's completely different kind of a whole different shebang than doing like a normal track or doing a
Yeah,
legit
it's like a
battle.
subgenre
So it's like
almost.
exactly. So it's like, you know, let me get out of this headspace real quick because you know I haven't written a song in a couple of days and like I'm can't find the right beat. I don't like any of these beats. Fucking let me just go and do something else and get on something a little bit more aggressive and hyped, and then come back to whatever I have on the back burner. And now that I got the blood flowing and shit, then I'm gonna finish this off. But as far as like what qualifies in my mind somebody for a diss, basically just about everybody that I've dissed, that I've dropped a diss track on, has been just blatantly disrespectful on GP. Like, and by
Amen.
that I mean like people who just want to talk
Amen.
massive shit, especially when they suck. Especially when they suck. Like I love putting whack rappers in their place. It's fucking so fun. But like, and then they fucking. But you really, I'll start off with my argument is always like, look, shut up and battle me. Put your fucking money where your mouth is, or shut the fuck up. If you're not gonna battle me, don't fucking talk to me. Look, I don't care what your 6 subs have to say about it, bro. If you're not gonna battle me, shut the fuck up. You know. And then they'll go. Usually they'll drop a diss track. Like honestly, the Young Swag diss, I was clueless as to what the fuck his deal was or who he was. I didn't give two shits in a rat's ass until somebody brought up to my attention that he had dissed me in his Hawklyfe diss, and I was like, wait, what? And then like so they're like, yeah, and they sent me a link and I listened to it and he's all talking about it and you're fucking and Kairos can get it too and blah 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 blah. So I called him out on it. I went into God tier and I was like, hey bro, so who the fuck you think you are, bro? Like I don't even know who the tell me because I don't know who the fuck you are, bro.
And I thought
And
I put it awesome.
yeah, and then so like he was like, well, fucking blah 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 blah, and I was like, I did the same thing, battle me or shut the fuck up, and he fucking just wasn't shutting up, so I was like, you know what, fuck you, I'm gonna drop a fucking banger on your head real quick, and then he started talking about how he was gonna drop a King Kairos disc coming, and then it never dropped. And then I guess the thing with the whole Spitbox and the Sarah Savage and like the disrespect track I did, so. We all know what Gigabytes did. We already know what that fucker did. This thing with Sarah Savage. So that's a beef that came over from rap shame. Fucking where I ended up in this battle here because I was in beef with Punch God, this fucking little bitch ass, and the dude who's 40-year-old and still has a 10-year-old playground bully complex. Like the dude must have a really small dick. I swear he has to. But that's irrelevant, I guess. And then he finally was talking all the shit and finally agreed to battle me, and we agreed that it was gonna be I was fucking with Dizzy the Great at this time, and I mean fuck him first off, but fuck him now. But I was in bad news, and we were like, well, the battle's gonna take place in bad news, and it was all agreed upon. And for a month, I read up my shit. I wrote a battle, wasn't satisfied, even though I knew it was savage as fuck, so I dropped it as an acapella diss track, and then I went back and I rewrote everything, and then at the very last minute he was like, well, we're not doing the battle unless it's in God tier. So he basically forced me to go into his fucking home turf, and the only people in there were like 3 of his friends, and then he battled me, and basically he only won because like the only people there other than me were fucking like dick riding.
Yeah, and
And
that's why I started that quiet lead shit, man. Because
yep.
when people understand, it's about the bars, not about the reactions in the background.
But no, it's a popularity contest with these people, dude. You know, they have a Napoleon complex. So with
See,
that,
and that's why I like not to interrupt, but that's why I like the editing that we're going to be doing going forward. The people that are in the server chat that are going oh or whatever, you know, the hype men and everything, they're not going to make it onto the YouTube video. I only edit the vocals of the people battling, you know what I'm saying? Like it has to be about the bars. Me and Hawk talked about it and we agreed that it when the people view it, they can vote later, but at the time they just need to hear what's going down.
exactly.
That's
Uh, so I guess the big thing with that is all these people they made what I consider to be bitch made moves.
mhm.
Uh, Spitbox fucking told me to battle up, and I had 24 hours to fucking send a battle, or no, it was 48 hours to send a battle, or he was gonna rain hellfire, and my life was gonna be over, and I best just go rip up my fucking career. So I sent a battle within 3 hours, and then he never sent one back. And still wanted
That's
to
so.
talk shit. So that's the reason he was in that bitch. I mean, just basically, if you make a bitch move, I'm gonna call you out on it. Like, especially if it's directed at me.
Hmm.
Okay. So as a what you would call a plant connoisseur, um, what Rillos are your go-to, bro? Like, what Rillos are you smoking?
Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, honestly, these days I mostly just smoke a lot of wax and diamonds. But when I do like to roll, I do like to roll a couple blunts usually throughout the week. So I'll either go for like the zigzag tropic chill hemp wraps, or I'll go
Mm.
for like the Swisher banana smash. Or if I'm feeling kind of a little bit more whole leafy, but I really don't like backwoods. I think woods taste like ass. So I fuck it, or like any of that whole leaf stuff. So I'll kind of go for like an in between with the game where like it's got that leaf wrapped around the as the second layer.
Yeah, I
You know what I
love
mean?
Game is where it's at.
Yeah, so you get a little bit of the
it.
best of both worlds. Yeah, you get that best of both worlds. A little bit of whole leaf, a little bit of.
Or a Garcia Vega, you know what I'm saying? A nice Garcia Vega.
See, oh yeah, see, I don't usually buy those because where I'm from, like meth heads buy those. Like that's pretty much the only people who buy those because they take the glass tube and they make a fucking pipe out of it. So like,
Really?
yeah, so like, and I
Holy
live in the
shit.
ghetto. I live in the ghetto, bro. Like I live in the deep north side, bro. So I'm like, I don't want to be coming out the liquor store with a Garcia Vega and have every fucking dude and their mother from then on try to sell me meth every time I leave the fucking store. They already try to sell me X and dog food every time I do it.
Understandable, understandable. Well, if you can incognito mode try them one day, they're worth. They're like the game, but they're not as harsh. I would put them above the game slightly and below the good times natural rolls.
Yeah. Hey, I probably got I'm gonna be honest with you. I probably got about 5 more minutes of this interview, and then I'm gonna have to dip out.
You're all good, dog. Kill it away, Hawk.
Hey, look, look. Any other projects that you got coming out that the people know about it now? Tell the fans where they can meet, find you at.
Oh yeah. Yep. Let me. I'm gonna take a few. I'm gonna take the second to update y'all on this. So right now I'm working on another. I'm working on another EP. Uh, and this one I think it's just gonna be. I haven't come up with a name for it. I've more just kind of been writing some songs for it and just kind of waiting for a name to feel right. But I'm hoping to have that released. Let's see, it's August. I'm hoping to have that released by like by March 2021. I want to have this next EP released. I already have my first EP, Social Distancing. That's on Pandora, TikTok, Deezer, iHeart, iTunes, fucking Spotify, TikTok. Like it's everywhere. I got a couple of good singles. Right now, other than the EP, I think I got some merch. I got some merch coming. Pineal Gland Killers merch. That's the record label I'm working on starting.
Hey,
Uh, yep, PGK Pineal Gland Killers. I got some merch right now on T Public. I got a few collabs that are gonna be in the work. Um,
You got to make a track called DMT if you're talking about the pineal gland, man.
oh no, I will, bro. I think, dude, my first battle in BRK against Big Robbo. It was fucking hilarious. So I had eaten like 5 or 6 grams of shrooms a couple hours prior. And then I was like, I went in, and this is my first battle in PRK. Nobody knew who I was. I just showed up and was like, hey, like, let me in on the next battle. And I go in there, and I'm in the voice chat waiting for shit to start, and I'm shooting the shit, and I'm talking about how I'm tripping balls, and they're all like, dude, are you going to be able to rap, blah, 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 bro, right? And then I just fucking, they're like, and then they were not ready for the hellfire I unleashed after. Like, I just fucking, I even Big Robbo, by the end of it, as soon as I finished the last bar, he was just like, yeah, no, he can take that win. He can definitely take that win. I was like,
when you're taking the epic trick, man, there's not many things. Your chakras are like opened at that point. Your gates are live. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a magical experience about going. What does Terrence McKenna call it? The brave unknown. He calls it a number of things, but the brave unknown might be my favorite.
Oh yeah. No, I'm definitely a big trippy hippie. I definitely like to do my thing and rap and fucking just vibe.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
This guy King Kairos came in the building. He told us what he had going on. Go check him out on all streaming platforms, man. Go check him out everywhere, man. He up next, independent and up next.
Yeah.
Man. And this
Fuck
a
label.
And we gonna get out of here. Chop it up, chop it up.
Thank you for bringing us collectively to this moment. It is a moment that so many have dreamed of claiming. History starts today. You got MTC on the track, man.
I've been in a moment a long time. It's Kairos straight down to my spine. But I'm a relative, I swear I do not have enough time. Diamonds, I stay up on my grind. Brass the pen like a lifeline. Swear I feel too confined. Hit the blunt like it's the rewind. Switch, drop the flow, but the moment is the reason that I glow. It's Kairos for a reason, one you'll probably never know. Almighty push the drive through, I do it though. It's connected to a therapeutic method. Straight in my eyes just to find a message. Straight in my mind on how to present it. Wrap my thoughts like they are present. That's only relative in the present. Cause one day y'all will just forget it. So just forget it. Where the loyalty? Yeah, I think I miss it. Quit your bitching. Who am I kidding? They ain't catching what I'm pitching. Write 100 lines just to pitch them in the garbage can. Though I know I can. Set arson to the boot with a single stand. So like I'm Maryland Manson. Wipe the head off these batty crazy motherfuckers trying to stop my momentum. It's monumentous. Written after written. Clogged up with decision after decision. Yeah, I've been stressing for too long. Think it's time to light the barn. It's a reference to the gas at the batch. Then pass that shit real quick. Yeah, I mean real quick. I only got 45 to be to work, you fucking prick. Blocked out just a clock and go home. Hit the booth and do it all again. Lacking oxygen, but y'all lacking common sense. Got a complex sense of reality. So just remember every moment is reality. So it's sad to see that you're probably wasting your time.
Like a broken clock, a wristwatch, they mold like out of time. It's King Kairos and Kano, the ghost you frozen, stuck in time. I'm the killer in the booth who just left the body outside. I hear voices in my head telling me to rip off your flesh. With the microphone on fire, I oughta cremate the rest. See, I come from out the mouth of the dragon you thought had left. When I finish scorching shit, we gon' probably be all that's left. I'm a double-headed monster who what no one can see. Won't believe that I exist till I pick them up by their feet. I can snap like broken branches and hang you up by the leaves. If I trip like untied shoelaces, you gon' fall for defeat. I don't settle out of court unless all my demands are met. And if you taking me to court, the pick and roll's already set. You gon' have to take the charge for playing all hella foul. And your publicly defender gon' probably skip out of town. See, my flow is like a slam dunk jumping from out of bounds. Referees gon' change the rules of the game when I'm around. I'm like breaking down my cushion in the sky, sitting on clouds. And every time I take a puff, I get a little closer to ground. I know I don't make sense, and neither do you make dollars. I ain't turning down shit but my collar, stacking my commas. I don't say I beg your pardon, cause I ain't begging for none. I'm the illustrator, author of chapters you couldn't father. Ghost.